I've ranked all sorts of things here on Let's Play Through. It's one of my favorite things to do. But one thing I have never ranked is golf technology. And as you can see, I love golf technology. I'm a fiend for it. So on today's video, I will right that wrong for us. We're gonna rank the best golf technology brands of 2025. Now, just one caveat here before we get into the ranking. I am gonna be ranking here as things stand in 2025 with the outlook that we have in front of us. There's plenty of brands that have released great things many, many years ago, but I really wanna bring this up to date here for the list. Now, I might piss a few people off with this, or you might love what I have to say. And either way, I'd love to get the conversation going down below. Try to keep it respectful down there, but I wanna hear what you've got to say. Leave me a comment here as we go. All right, let's dive into the list. On your screen here, you can see I've got 5 categories, all the way from pure class up at the top down to the nah category, things I really wouldn't recommend. And we're gonna start here with Precision Pro. This is a company that does rangefinders really well. I really like the Titan Elite Pro, although their stuff is up at the top end of the market. It's not cheap, but they have great build quality. And I would say all in all, I would put Precision Pro in the would try category. Next on our list is going to be Golf Zone. Now, this is a Korean company. They are huge out in Asia with big simulator facilities, kind of like an indoor Top Golf type of experience. But they also make simulators for use in residential spaces. So they've got some bigger units. They've also got things like their Wave, which I thought was pretty groundbreaking in terms of the putting. They had this little map that came included with it. My one knock about their simulation is probably that it's a little cartoony feeling. At the PGA show this year, I got to test out their technology where literally the floor will adjust to the lie of the ball on the surface. They do some amazing things with their tech. So all in all, again, I'm gonna put them in the would try category. Next up is Foresight. These guys are a juggernaut in the launch monitor space. You see the pros using things like the GC Quad, but they also have things like the GC3. They've also got overhead units in the Foresight GC Hawk. They do a great job. I think the one place they struggle for me is in the software side. I think it's just kind of okay, although I do use their software for fitting. I think they do the best job there, but when it comes to simulators and things, it's good, it's decent, but it's maybe not the best out there. All in all, though, the accuracy on launch monitors is pretty much second to none with their optical units. I'm gonna put Foresight in my would buy category. Next up on our list is a brand from Scotland, ShotScope. In fact, I got to visit their production facility last year out in Scotland, their home offices, and I was really impressed with what they are doing. What ShotScope does better than any other brand out there is the stat tracking in terms of strokes gained. They were really the first ones to roll that out. They keep track of every shot out on course. They build an entire suite of products around that, from watches to rangefinders to even just little tracker tags you put on their club. The other thing I love about ShotScope is that they are extremely affordable. If you look at build quality to the price you're paying, I think you're gonna be hard pressed to find better value out there from ShotScope. For that reason, they're absolutely in my would buy category. Next one on our list here is going to be SkyCaddy. Now, SkyCaddy does golf watches, they do rangefinders, they also do launch monitors. I really like the fact that their SC4 line of launch monitors has a screen on board, so you can just literally look back and see your stats. They price it right around the $500 mark, and it's easy to set up. In terms of their rangefinders and watches, they do a really good job there. There's some really cool features on the T11 watch in particular that I really like, where they've got green maps and literally it will read the putt for you. Some next level stuff that SkyCaddy is doing. Sometimes where they struggle is on the software side. Over the years, their apps have not necessarily been the most intuitive, so for that reason, I might take them down just a little bit of a notch here, but I think SkyCaddy is absolutely something that should be in the would buy category. Again, great value for money, just like the ShotScope brand, in my opinion. Next up on our list is going to be Caddy Talk. Now, they do not have a huge product line at Caddy Talk, but what they do really, really well is rangefinders. They rolled out the Cube a couple years back. I reviewed it here on Let's Play Through. It's one of my favorite rangefinders. The feature set is nearly unbeatable. My favorite feature being the fact that you can triangulate your ball on course. So literally you could hit your ball, hit the pin, and get a triangulated number from anywhere you're standing. It's really handy on cart path only days. Their technology really is awesome. This year they've rolled out a rangefinder that actually tracks the wind with with not just the satellite weather service, but literally with a measurement unit on the device. It's really wild stuff. Absolutely Caddy Talk is in my would buy category. Next up is going to be SkyCaddy. Now, this is another brand that does GPS watches and does GPS handhelds. I do really like their technology. I wouldn't say that their pace of innovation is on par with some of these others that are really moving forward quickly. SkyCaddy doesn't roll out a ton of new models, and their release cycle is kind of rare. And another knock on them might be the subscription packages that they really require in order to get the most out of their devices. In 2025, I'm going to put SkyCaddy in the would try category. We will, of course, reassess these brands as they continue to release things, but it's been a while since SkyCaddy's really brought out something I thought was groundbreaking. All right, before we move on to the next brand on our list, I want to give a big shout out to playbetter.com, who is the home of most of the technology we're covering on this list. They sell all the major brands. They've got the best prices on the internet, free 48-hour shipping. But beyond that, they are a family-owned business that truly cares about the customer. And because of that, they offer a hassle-free money-back guarantee. So if you don't absolutely love the piece of tech you buy from them, you can exchange it or even just get your money back. That is a huge, huge advantage to shopping over at playbetter.com. In addition to the fact that it's tax-free for a lot of folks out there, if you're shopping online, highly recommend playbetter.com. I'm going to leave a link down below in the description so you can check out everything they've got to offer. All right, let's bring up our next brand here. Now, the next brand on our list absolutely does roll out groundbreaking things all of the time. Garmin is known as probably the #1 satellite GPS company out there. They're in the golf space, but they're also in the aeronautics space. They're in the nautical space. So they really own land, air, and sea as a company. Their golf watches are the best golf watches I have played with. They come at a price. Everything Garmin does is premium, but releases like the S70, where you've got a virtual caddy that will literally make decisions for you out on the golf course and recommend clubs. That is next level stuff that very few manufacturers in the golf tech space can compete with. They were the first to roll out a really high quality budget launch monitor in the R10. And at the end of last year, they rolled out the R50, which I think is another game changer with an onboard screen. It's like having an iPad and a launch monitor all in one. You don't even have to hook it up to a computer to run simulation. You've got it on screen, or you can plug a projector in. Next level stuff. They think about the user experience. Obviously, they're priced a little bit high, but for me, Garmin is 100% pure class. Next on our list is kind of an upstart here called Square Golf. Now, Square Golf has really one product, but they do this product so well that I think they're deserving here to be on the list. It's called the Square. It's a launch monitor priced at $699, but it's optical. And this is the first launch monitor in this category that has no subscription with optical cameras built into it. And I gotta say, the accuracy was on par with much more expensive things that I have that I tested it against, things like the GC Quad. The simulator they've got built in is a lot of fun to play. As I mentioned, it doesn't require a subscription, although you can use this with GS Pro as well as E6. It packs a huge punch for the price, and Square Golf for me is absolutely in my would buy category. Next on our list is Bluetooth. Now, Bluetooth offers budget rangefinders. That was the first product they ever rolled out, but now they've ventured into golf speakers and even smart watches. All in all, I think the price point on Bluetooth is generally really good, although it's starting to get a little bit more expensive. I think they're trying to move into the premium space. But where I have gotten a lot of feedback from the Let's Play Through community on Bluetooth is the fact that a lot of their devices just didn't hold up over time. They're really great about replacing them immediately, from what I hear. Hadn't happened to me in the things that I tested from Bluetooth, but a lot of people have mentioned that the devices failed and they had to get a replacement. Now, a lot of their stuff is also kind of like Me Too products, like they're not necessarily breaking ground in the space, but I think they're trying to get there. Right now in 2025, at this moment in time, I'm gonna put them in the meh category, but I'd love to see them move up the list here in the future. Next product on our list is going to be Arcos. This is another company that's really known for one specific thing, and that is shot tracking. So again, you've got a sensor that you attach to a golf club that links wirelessly to something clipped to your belt, a module on your belt, or to your phone itself, and it's going to track every single shot. Arcos does an incredible job with this. Again, the data output is right up there with ShotScope in terms of how deep you can dive with the strokes gained information and all of the data points that are available to you. They've partnered with a lot of the major golf club brands, which was a smart move. So when you get a Ping Club or Cobra Club, you'll actually get the opportunity to get yourself a free or a discounted set of tags as long as you subscribe to the service. I would definitely put Arccos in the would buy category. Next on my list is another golf simulator brand, True Golf. Now you may or may not know this, but True Golf actually owns E6, the simulator software that comes standard with a lot of the launch monitors that we're talking about on this list. But it's not just E6 that True Golf has, they've also got a line of launch monitors. I love the Apogee launch monitor. I've actually got it here in my studio. And this year they've also released the launch box, which I cannot wait to try. Similar to the R50, it sits beside you and reads the balls optically. And getting back to their software, this year they rolled out E6 Apex, which I also think is a big leap in terms of quality in the simulator space. So all in all, True Golf, a really fantastic brand, and it's getting tight up here, but they're another brand I absolutely would buy. I'm just gonna shrink down their logo just a little bit to fit. We're running out of space here. Next up on our list is Full Swing. Now I have tried the Full Swing kit here on Let's Play Through, and I've demoed some of their other technology at the PGA show. If you know about the TGL, this is a company that either sponsors or is owned by Tiger Woods. I'm not 100% sure. If you know, let me know down in the comments, but they're the official launch monitor of the TGL. And the TGL experienced some things this year that I experienced when I've tested the Full Swing unit, and that's a lot of misreads. The Full Swing kit was priced at the real top end of the market. I just don't think it delivers the type of results that you'd expect from a launch monitor that costs that much. All in all, I am not a massive fan of what Full Swing has produced, and I'm kind of in between the nah and meh. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in meh. Right now they're meh. I'd love to see them again, maybe bring their prices down, maybe improve their products, but right now they're meh. Next on our list is Nikon Golf. Now this is an optics company and they're known for their cameras, but they do have a golf side. Specifically, they use their optics in rangefinders. I think the rangefinders are just fine. They have had some interesting releases over the years. They were maybe one of the first to help if you had a shake in your hand for seniors or other people that really struggle holding it steady. But apart from that, they're priced kind of mid to upper tier for what they are. The feature set is kind of lacking. All in all, I just think there's better options out on the market. So for me, they're going in the nah category, at least for now. Maybe they'll impress me in 2026, but they're nah right now. Next on my list is Green Eagle. This is a brand that I have extensively reviewed here recently. They make really great electric carts. They also make follow carts that will literally follow you during your round. And what Green Eagle does is they price it extremely affordably. They're nearly half some of their competitors, and they do a really good job. One of the most stable carts I've ever had out there. For me, 100% categorically, this is a would buy. Next on my list is Pro Tees. I have not had a ton of experience using their launch monitors, although I know they get a lot of great comments and feedback online in the forums that I'm in. I have tried them at the PGA show a little bit. I would like to test them more extensively. So me personally, I absolutely would put these in the would try category. And again, that could change. They may move up into the would buy category once I've got a little bit more hands-on with them. But for now, honestly, they're would try for me. Bushnell Golf. Now, Bushnell makes top of the line gear. They are the #1 trusted rangefinder on the PGA Tour. I think something like 98 or 99% of PGA players use Bushnell. And I think the other 1% was SkyCaddy, actually, the last time I saw the stats. But Bushnell, they are extremely accurate. The build quality is second to none in terms of their waterproofness, in terms of the materials used. They do a fantastic job, not only though in their rangefinders, but they also have good golf watches that are priced pretty fairly. They've got a $199 watch, which I really enjoyed on this channel. It's not a huge feature set, but it does the basics right. And of course, they've got the Bushnell Launch Pro, which was a game changer when that came out. I guess it was maybe 4 years ago now, 3 or 4 years ago anyways. And that's a launch monitor that I still use here in the studio. It's super portable. It's actually an exact clone of GC3 from Foresight. Foresight, if you don't know, owns Bushnell. So I know I put Foresight in the would buy category, but for me, Bushnell, all in all, that's God tier stuff. For me, that is pure class. Next technology brand on our list is HackMotion. Again, a very specific type of technology. The HackMotion is a wrist sensor. You've seen me demo this. I have used it now for maybe almost 2 years here on the channel to really build in the lag in my swing. And if you've watched me closely, you'll notice that I've gained like a full club, maybe a club and a half worth of distance in the last couple of years here. And a big reason for that has to do with my work with Hack Motion. The Hack Motion will work not only with your swing, but also with your putting stroke. For me, this is absolutely would buy. Next up on my list is TrackMan. Now, TrackMan is another name just like the Foresight GC Quad that you see the pros playing, and a lot of fitters use the TrackMan system as well, especially when they're outdoors. The original TrackMan is a Doppler radar device that will track the ball flight, but they've also now got overhead units and they've expanded the line. They've got a great user interface. They have probably some of the deepest dive stats you can take when it comes to club comparisons, dispersion mapping, that sort of thing. For me, absolutely, TrackMan deserves to be in pure class, but you are going to pay for it as well. It's one of the most expensive brands out there. Next up on my list is going to be Rapsodo. Now, Rapsodo has had a couple of products here over the years in the golf space. They had the original MLM, and now they've got the MLM2 Pro, which again, a couple years ago at the PGA show, really shocked the world. The first time we ever had a budget launch monitor with onboard cameras so that it could potentially provide radar and optical data insights. Since then, Rapsodo has been quiet with releases, but they have iterated the product itself on the software side. In the last calendar year, they improved their simulator, which had tens of thousands of courses loaded, but now it's even in better detail. It's crisper, it's sharper, it works better. Just recently in the last month, they've updated the software again so that now you have club face data in addition to the ball data that it was already providing. Great product, and absolutely for me, Rapsodo is a would buy. Next on the list is going to be FlightScope, another launch monitor brand. Now, just like Rapsodo, this is a brand that doesn't release a ton of devices, but they're really good at iterating and upgrading. And more so, they're really great about if you've purchased something from them, when they upgrade, they don't make you pay for that upgrade. It's just a value add for their customers. I really admire that about them. This is a South African company. They have a professional line of launch monitors all the way down to a very budget-friendly launch monitor in the Mevo. The Mevo Plus is really their sweet spot product that offers a lot of next level features like D-plane data. They've now rolled out Badger AI so that AI can literally give you advice on how to optimize what you're doing with your golf swing and how you're playing out on course. Their big 2025 release was a new rangefinder that will literally link to your data from the launch monitors and then give you a club selection on course. They're definitely pushing the envelope. I love especially the Mevo Plus. They're absolutely a would buy for me. Sticking with launch monitors, our next brand is SkyTrack. This is an optical launch monitor that sits beside you. It's priced not at the budget and not at the top, and it's kind of right there in the middle. I think it's a really solid product. If there was one little drawback that you'll hear a lot online is the fact that there's a little bit of lag when you take a shot until you actually start to see the reading. SkyTrack lags a little bit behind some of the others, but this year they've rolled out some really fabulous in-house simulation software, which is very rich in terms of detail in graphics. All of these systems are just getting better and better, and we're spoiled for choice. I'm going to put SkyTrack absolutely in the would buy category. I think especially for certain use cases, which are mostly going to be indoors, it's not necessarily a great outdoor product, but indoors, I think it's a really good product. Next up is Golf Joy. Now, this is a launch monitor brand. They've got a couple of different models. One's very budget friendly. One's kind of in that mid-market range. I will say that there's never been a piece of technology that I personally struggled with getting set up more than anything else, to the point where I was ripping my hair out and I just stopped. I didn't even want to get it set up any further. It actually completely screwed up my PC because I had to adjust firewall settings. I can't tell you what a mess it was. All in all, the juice for me is not worth the squeeze with Golf Joy. I'm putting that in the nah category. The last technology brand here on our list is going to be Unicor. This is another Korean brand, although they've got a big office in Irvine, California, which again, I got to visit. That's their US headquarters where they test, they work on devices, and they actually ship from that warehouse. This year's IXR release is one of my favorite launch monitor devices. It actually sits behind you, and their groundbreaking technology is now you're getting club face data without the need for stickers. On top of that, they've also just released a couple of amazing products in their AI trainer, which will literally give you advice on your golf swing. It is mind-blowing how good it is. And then on top of that, this year, they also released Game Day software, their new updated simulator, which is the most immersive golf simulator software I have used to date here on Let's Play Through. They've got a big suite of products in the launch monitor space, everything from more mid-market offerings like the iMini Lite, all the way up to commercial grade stuff. They do it right over at Unicor, and absolutely, in my mind, they are a would buy. So that wraps up my list of 2025 golf technology and where I would rank them. Again, would love to hear where you'd rank them. I'd also love to know if I missed any big brands out there and I didn't include them here in the list. We always want to make sure we get them into the next list that I do, so don't be shy down there. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Follow Let's Play Through for deeper dives on all of these pieces of technology. We're covering everything, and we usually get it first here. So if you want to be cutting edge, definitely hit the subscribe button. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you back next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.